Thank you for joining me for this edition of Weather Northeastern. We're going to show you a pattern change that's going to happen over the next couple days to up to 5 to 6 days. Heading into the weekend into next week, it's basically a pattern shift with warmer temperatures and more ridging. However, that's going to lead to a more amplified weather pattern, and I'm looking at the potential for a potential East Coast snowstorm between March 2nd and March 4th of next week. My confidence this far out is roughly, I'll show you. It's really difficult to talk about storms this far out, but I wanted to take the time set aside and show you my thoughts coming up, and then we'll work our way backwards. Let's take a look. As we begin here, I want to take the time to let you know, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button to be notified when I release a new video, because I'm going to start coming out with these more often, and also hit that like button. Do a comment or question down below if you so please. Take a look at this map here. This is a very rough sketch of what I'm kind of thinking for next week's storm. It ejects out of the Central Plains into the Ohio River Valley by March 3rd, earlier in the day, and the first low makes it to about between Pittsburgh and Erie by noon on March 3rd. Now, this is rough sketch, give or take several hundred miles. Then, of course, noon on March 3rd, I expect the low pressure first low to start to transfer its energy to the coastline of the Carolinas and Virginia, and then strengthen to the northeast. This is really supported by the euro and to a somewhat an extent the Canadian model. I've noticed trending back and forth. The euro has been pushing back and forth between a coastal hugger and a more of an out to sea type thing, but more often than not, with each run, the euro has been pretty consistently close to the coast, as has the Canadian. GFS has been a bit all over the place, and I'll show you in the model plot coming up here. But I have everybody basically north and west of the low pressure system in the low category. My confidence is about 30% this far out, which it doesn't seem like a lot, but if you break that down, being 7 to 8 days out, this is actually pretty good confidence for this far out. And now, as I told you, a lot's going to change over the next week or so. So let's get right into where I've derived this from at the current thinking with the model plot data. Here's the model plots. I've plotted those basically the major models at this point, searching from March 2nd to March 3rd and into later March 4th. You can see the GFS, yeah, it's one day it's way up into the northern plains and Great Lakes, and then the next day is pretty much moving across the southeast and well down into the Atlantic Ocean. But my attention has been basically at this point on the euro, which has been pretty consistent so far, and the Canadian, pretty much bringing a low pressure system up through the Great Lakes, whether it be the euro, which is a bit more a northern track, or the Canadian, which is a bit more of the southwest to northeast flow, which seems pretty likely as well, and bringing the final low, the secondary low off the coastline here, somewhere developing both the Canadian and the euro, developing it right off the North Carolina, Virginia coastline here and moving it northeastward. Euro is a bit closer to the coast and a bit stronger as well. It's noted that the euro pretty much brings a 979, somewhere as low as 975 millibar low, which is pretty significant. So this is why I think this is interesting to bring up this far out. I wanted to make note so that people can take a look at this and look forward to what the potential is heading forward. This is our best shot at a major storm over the next 10 days. So I thought that I'd bring this up into people's attention. GFS, as I've said, it's really all over the place at this point. I'd like to see more consistency before I get my confidence up here. Snowfall forecast here across the northern tier of the country and into southeast Canada. You can see this does not take us through next week. It's way too early to get into snowfall amounts for the March 2nd through March 4th timeframe, but this takes us through about the Friday timeframe. A lot of this will be occurring basically Tuesday evening through Wednesday evening here from the Dakotas, Minnesota, Wisconsin, over to Michigan, southeast Canada, and then eventually into northern New England come later Wednesday and into Thursday. Widespread 2 to 5 inch snowfall amounts. Locally higher, of course, across Quebec and parts of Ontario here, upwards of 6 inches plus. So there you have it. There's the snowfall very much confined to the north. Ice accumulations, I'll briefly touch on this because this is basically less than 1/10 of an inch across the northern tier of the country. A lot of this will be occurring over, say, the next 4 days here. It does not take us into next week. Freezing rain will not be much of a factor, but will briefly happen at the start of the storm potentially, especially on Saturday, but more so or less across the Midwest here during the Wednesday time frame. Precipitation across the country and the continent here. Look at the northwest there. Continue to be stormy. That will continue to push a lot of mountain snow, valley rain in. But then there, the attention to the southeast. This is what that storm system later this weekend and into early next week that really gets going. We'll have to watch it because the GFS really does hint that this system will be pretty formidable, upwards of 2 to 4 inches liquid equivalent, and we'll have to watch the backside for a brief period of snow up here in the northeast, maybe later Sunday night. Here's our jet stream forecast here across the continent. Take a look at this. We have that trough out west continuing. Polar vortex retreating. That's the big story here. A big warming trend across the south and the east here with quick, fast-moving storms through the weekend across most of this week across the Midwest and the Northeast. So little chance for any phasing, at least this week. And here are the trouble area maps for the Northeast right now. Not expecting any major trouble through the next 5 days. That takes us through the weekend. A blank map. Very rare. Snowfall map for the Northeast. This takes us from Wednesday through Saturday. A lot of this will actually be occurring on Saturday morning as we have a storm system, warm front move in before changing it over to rain throughout the rest of the day. Scattered showers and rain showers. We're looking at generally a 1 to 2 inches, maybe upwards of 3 inches towards the Adirondacks and parts of Vermont and New Hampshire. And there's the freezing rain. This is basically occurring mainly on Saturday morning as we get that quick, brief changeover from snow to a brief period of freezing rain and then rain. I don't think this is going to be much of a factor, though. Maybe up to 400ths to 500ths of an inch of freezing rain, and quickly will melt away in the rain. Taking a look at viewers sending photos and videos. Derek Renschler, we're going to take a look at yours first. We have the snow that occurred on February 18th. There was about 3.5 inches of snow across Lebanon County, Pennsylvania. And then, of course, we had a good amount of snow as well. Had 4 inches of snow total by the 19th of February. And then more snow on the 22nd, an additional 3.5 inches of snow. And then you've concluded a very nice time-lapse photo of some snow falling across the area. So take a look at that. Lots of snow to be had, finally, across Lebanon County, Pennsylvania. And some snow showers in Yapank, New York. Thank you, John, for sending this photo in. 7 Mile Bridge, 3 to 4 miles from Yapank, New York. Forecast for your Wednesday here across the Northeast. We have some breaks of sun at times, but the big story will be the warm front moving in with lots of 40-degree temperatures, 45 to as much as 50, 55 near Harrisburg, Pittsburgh. North Country will even be making it up into the mid-40s with basically some sleet pellets mixed in the morning. Snowflakes changing quickly to scattered rain showers. Taking a look at Thursday, a cool down with a cold front and another cold front moving across the North Country, keeping temperatures down into the 30s, still above normal. For this time of year, some breaks of sun, partly cloudy skies, some scattered snow showers possible with some lake enhancement, but I'm not expecting anything more than an inch or two. Friday across the Northeast, look at this. Wall-to-wall clouds and sunshine likely. Another warm front pushing in. Boosting temperatures into the lower 40s here across western and southern Pennsylvania. Here up near 48 near Harrisburg, 37 in Binghamton, and 33 in Burlington. And Saturday, here it is. We get a big warming trend. Morning wet snow possible, maybe up to an inch or two, but that quickly changes to rain showers. And we will have another frontal boundary, a much more major frontal boundary moving in from the southwest here. Look at that. Pittsburgh upwards of 54, Harrisburg 53, Binghamton 46, and even the North Country into the 40s. Extended outlook here from my hometown viewers from Binghamton to Scranton's upper Susquehanna region of upstate New York and northeast Pennsylvania and all points in between. Look at this. Wednesday, we get the chance of some scattered showers, rain showers actually, maybe up to 1/10 of an inch or less, heading up towards 50, 48 degrees. That's pretty warm. Look at that. And into your Thursday, Friday, a bit of a cool down. Still much warmer for this time of year. A little bit windy as well. Winds gusting each day 15 to 25 miles per hour. But that's expected for this time of year. We do get a lot of wind. And then for your Saturday, take a look at that. Scattered rain and snow showers possible. Mainly rain showers in the afternoon, up near 46 and 51 by Sunday. We're still watching next week for the potential of a storm. As always, I want to thank you for joining me for this edition of MeteoMark's Weather Northeastern. As always, don't forget to like me on Facebook, MeteoMark, also Weather Northeastern, and Hurricane Northeastern. Also on Twitter, it's WX Northeastern. And visit my websites, MeteoMark.com, WeatherNortheastern.com. Don't forget to hit subscribe, hit the bell button to receive notifications of the next video, and hit that like button, and post a question or comment down below the video if you wish.